Each of us needs work to sustain ourselves in society, and for this purpose we are using all the resources we have, the friends, network, skills, also the personal skills like the courage, optimism, self-confidence, entrepreneurship, and so on. Again, with the permission of the client, I'm sharing the few insights from today's reading. It was already my third reading with such person, and always at the beginning I'm asking what predictions were coming true. And here the person had very nice news, because this year was very fruitful when it comes to relationship. As we said, in this year there will be coming starting relationship, and I said that this person will come from the very close circle. And at that time this was a surprise. The person said it's not really possible, but it came true. And similarly, the second thing was about business related to massage, because at that time it was slowly starting, and now we could say that in this year the person already went completely professional. So everything, all the efforts are going there into this activity. But the person is also asking about the other direction of the career life, and in this video we will discuss 10th Lord in the 6th house. In the first part we will be talking about the 10th and 6th. In the second part we will talk about 4 manifestation, how this can really come into our life. And in the third part we will go a little bit more advanced than average level available on the market, because we will be able to choose which one of these options is most probable and most favorable for this person. In the Kova by Pandit Sanjay Rath, we get to know 10th house is the strongest one. 10th house is the professional life, is the career, how we are sustaining ourselves in the society. It belongs to the Upachaya houses, the growth houses. So there we have 3rd, 6th, 10th and 11th. The main karaka of this house is Mercury. There are different Sanskrit terms for this house used in Vedic texts. The traditional ones especially mention the Akasha. Akasha means ether, so the 10th house can keep all the things together. We also have the word mana, which is about the focus. Also we have the vritti, about the action. We have the word Rajya for kingdom, Pravasha, going abroad, because it is 7 from the 4th, like a leaving the place of stay. Also the Pitu, which is the source of nourishment. 10th is traditionally taken for the work. Now when we go into research, we show that not always this is so easy. And this experience lead 2 groups to various conclusions. The one said, no, we have to use the other house. Maybe in Bhava Chakra, maybe 2nd house, maybe 5th. Maybe we should use the planet, maybe it's Venus, maybe it's Jupiter. The other group said, we need to understand that 10th house can be taken from various reference points, and all of them will reflect something completely different. 10th house from the Lagna is basically appreciating the fact that Lagna is about the physical body. So 10th from the Lagna shows how I like to work, the way I work. But we are getting the career life from the society. So the texts like Brihad Jataka, Sharavali, Sarvarta Chintamani, they will say that for career life we need to take the 10th house from the moon. And if you are already some time on this channel, you know that yes, we already tested this on many examples, more reliable than 10 from Lagna. Then we have 10 from Navamsha, which is the fortune, and 10th from the Dashamsa will show the exact environment, how we are working in that environment. We can check 10th house from many points. Now the 6th house, very important house and very interesting because it can flip. 6th house, when with benefic, it is called upachaya, against growth, and 6th house with malefics, afflicted, is dushtana, which is negative house. So we know we have 3 such negative houses: 6th, 8th, and 12. 3rd and 6th, we have to include the 3rd. This is called mild dushtana, so it's also negative, but not so much like the other ones. Karaka is the Mars, 8 and 12, the Karaka is Saturn. So 6th house is all about enemies, weaknesses. Usually the internal weaknesses are leading to some form of external enmity. And also 12 from 7, separation. It could be either voluntary, which could be part of some spiritual system, or separation, emotional separation, physical separation, circumstantial. One person needs to finish the study or because of work. So many types of separation can happen in relationship. 6th house is also very important when it comes to employment because it's service. We are working in the 6th house. So if there are good plans, then we can favor such directions, such ideas. If someone has good 6th house, then maybe if other factors are also favorable, it is better to be employed. Such regular income and dependence on the other person, company, project can be more satisfying for the person. This group may be more compatible with such mode of working, and there will be other group when 7th or 10th house are more favorable. Then we can say that business is much better option for you. So you can compare this in your chart and then decide what is better for you. You want to analyze charts with 10th Lord and 6th house and appreciate the difference of job or professional life of these people, then the conclusion should be, oh, we need to also approach this problematic using consulting other points of the chart. Arudha, Navamsha, Karaka, Dasamsa. All these levels are not to make our life more complicated, but if we have, like here, 4 options, which we'll be talking soon, then how to choose which one will be the proper one. So Louis de Vol, he was a historic writer. Manuel Ayau, entrepreneurship. He was an industrialist related to hydroenergy. He was the board directors in Guatemala. Ben Shapiro, very popular right-wing commentator, maybe we could say politician. Duncan Bannatyne, businessman. Gennaro Acquaviva, Italian politician, and Catherine Kimball, lawyer. So you can find those charts on astrodatabank.com. All of them have 10th Lord in the 6th, but as you can see, totally different career life. We have 2 or 3 businessmen, 1 politician, writer, and lawyer. Completely different stories from the 10th Lord in the 6th. There is a big difference when we are going to work in as a doctor or in art or as a lawyer. Completely different studies, completely different ideas or projects, how we approach the whole topic. Maybe the studies abroad will be better for art, and if I want to study medicine, maybe I should go in different direction. So we need to be sure which of these option is more favorable or is the only option for the person. So how to choose, we'll answer in this video. In this case, 10th Lord in the 6th house, we are sure that it will reflect one's career life because it's not only 10th Lord from the Lagna, but also this Lord is in the 10th house from the Moon. And as we said before, we are getting the career life through society, so this point will be better indicator. But nevertheless, 10th Lord in the 6th house. can give art. Person is working with the hands. That is the first option. Venus and Mercury, when it comes to visual art, the Mercury is more into something which has design, which has definite borders. Venus is more about imagination and colors. Then we have the Kendra to Moon, when occupied by Moon and Venus. This is giving very creative person. When it is touching Arudha Lagna, it enables the person to be part of the art group, belonging to art class or art sector, and so on. Schopenhauer also said that the art is the way to be somehow in contact with the pure ideas, Platonic ideas. The emotions are involved. Therefore, both activists and artists, often these groups are very connected. Many artists are also involved in some kind of rights, many rights activists, or generally social workers also into the art. Often the art is also, many cinematographers also are using the art as some form of activism. So Venus has this desire, is very emotional, and also has this desire for change, move emotionally. Then we have working with the extended family, uncles, it could be community, like there are people who are, interestingly, this person is messaging all the people within physical proximity. So all the people who are nearby, the neighbors, the Ayurvedic consultations, Ayurvedic therapies, oil, face relaxation, all of these things are there. So working within the community. Sixth house, especially if Moon is there, also may show work related to some kind of mission. I want to help others, maybe involved in charities. If also 12 Mercury could be involved, things like that. Now, of course, sixth, being the house of disease, will give, with position of 10th Lord in the 6th, also physician and the doctor. We have the psychotherapy, especially if the Moon is involved. We have also the physician, someone who is protecting one from the Saturn. So there is some disease, and 10th Lord in the 6th house may show that your work has to do with the disease. Now the question would be, are you a doctor? Are you someone who is healing? Right? Because we have this negative factor who is attacking you, the Saturn disease. And are you the Moon? Are you the Mercury? Are you the Bishak? Are you the doctor? Can you cure? Can you heal the person? And then, of course, we have all this protagonist from John Grisham books, like Rainmaker and other people who are fighting with others, fighting for rights of others, litigations, court cases, all this Mars battle, Mars playground, 10th Lord in the 6th house. You will earn from such activities related to court cases or a fight and so on. So art was there, working with hands. This could be also healing with hands, very much, depending on which Karakas planets will be involved. Then we had the legal issues. We had the charity and service, working with disease, court cases, and extended family. So if you have such combinations, then very high chance that you will be working in such a dynamic. If you like this video so far, if you get some value, and if you are into the Vedic astrology, then here we are sharing the tips from the Shri Achyutananda tradition. If that's something you are into, then consider subscribing. That really helps the channel. And now let's go back to the video. Okay, so that is where the YouTube astrology is ending. Now, let's delve a little bit farther. Let's try to investigate what tools we can use to be more precise in choosing one of these categories. Because not all, and usually it will be one. The astrologer can tell you, yeah, 10th Lord in the 6th, you are working with the diseases, and also you will be working with the art, and also you will be working with extended family, or extended family will help you with the disease, and this will be related to some litigations also, and doing some salad of these symbols. But in reality, it could be quite different. and we need to consult the other parts of the chart. Karaka, Arudha, Navamsha, and Varga. The Karaka is the planet. For example, 10th Lord and Mercury are both showing the career life. As I said, the 10th Lord is more like wires, the Karaka is more like substance. It's a blessing. So are your wires fake or deaf? If there is no electricity, then it cannot run the device. So therefore we need some electricity, we need some blessing, so that whole mechanism, the vahana, the car, is working. And if there is Karaka and there is nice tools, nice wires, the Lordship is there, Karaka is there, then person experience some part of life. There is some positive experience. One has digested that karma. Digested karma related to relationship or work, and then it's more easy to be liberated if you have experienced that. The other part would be Arudha. Arudha will show where you are, what role you are taking as a person. Like we said, 10th Lord in Saturn is you are working with disease. Disease may have something to do with your work or litigations, but are you taking up the role of the doctor or a lawyer? What is the Arudha showing? If Arudha is related to the moon, then you are working with that society of doctors. You are within that group. Your color, your dress code will be related. People will categorize you. This is the doctor, this is the astrologer, this is the IT guy, right? This is all Arudha, if someone is saying like this, using these. And Arudha can jump to the 7th house, and I've asked, of course, about sibling to determine the Arudha. And here we have Jupiter and Mercury in 12 from Arudha Lagna for Aries, and the person doesn't have any sibling. So Aries Arudha normally is the eldest, but because Mercury is also there, this is no younger and no elder sibling. So Arudha is with the moon. Therefore, person is working in that sector of healing. So now we know 6th house may show conflict, art, disease, and also doing something with extended family. But what role is person taking? Arudha with the moon. Now let's see the Navamsha. We have this Mercury and Jupiter having this Kartari Yoga. So we have Saturn in 10. That's nice. It is showing this, what person is already doing, this messaging. So we said in the previous consultation that yes, this is good choice. But because we have also this Papakartari of Jupiter and Mercury, this could give that need for the person to do also something intellectual, because Mercury and Jupiter are these intellectual planets. But for psychology, we need the moon. And happily, Jupiter is in the own sign. So if Jupiter is in own sign, it's giving the results like a moon. So therefore, we have this bridge, this connection, this magic ladder to moon. So now we can say, yes, psychology is the option. Finally, what we do with the Dashamsa, because it has to be there too. Because you are working within a world of career. The Vargas, the divisional charts, are different environments, different worlds. When you are a guest, and also when guests from this world are coming to you, to the Rashi. So the Dashamsa here, 10th Lord, Moon and Venus. And Moon is in the Mercurial sign with the Mercury. So we have again Moon, Mercury. So 10th Lord person can do that job. But it's in the 11th house. 11 is trikona to the 7. This may be related to business. But how to see what type of business the person can do? 7th Lord and Rasi Drishi, the sign aspect on the 7th Lord. In this case, it's Saturn. 7th Lord is Saturn in the 2nd house in Virgo. And this yoga of 10th Lord Venus, Moon, Mercury, which is giving that psychology in the chart of work, in the Dashamsa, is having the aspect with the 7th Lord, that this will be the personal business. Person may have some therapy office, maybe offering psychotherapy as own services. This is favorable. This is what we can choose. So there is no Venus Mercury, there is no art here. Navamsha, Arudha, Dasamsa. There is no Mars dominating lawyer. Sometimes it could be a situation when both will confirm on the different level. And then you may have this two type of indication. Person could be a lawyer, could be also an artist, maybe in different parts of life. When using Dasha, some Mahadasha, some period will prefer this career, then you can change for something else. So of course, there could be situation, but usually it's the one or two, right? It will not be like the whole salad. So through the Karaka, through the Arudha, Varga, here we did Navamsha and Dasamsa, we can see what role will one take. What will be the relationship to the 6th house? And which part of the 6th house will be open for the person? Is it extended community? Is it court case? Is it working with disease? How you are working with the disease? Maybe you are researcher, maybe you are coach, maybe you are therapist, but definitely the question would be, are you the healer? Is the Arudha with the moon? Is the Navamsha related to this? Is it fortunate for you to work in such work? And of course, in the Dasamsa, will that be a long-term stable part of the world? Will you work in that office for a long time? Because you may have a strong desire in the Rashi chart. This may be like your biology, like your body. You want to go there, but it must be also accepted by the external world. If one is rejected a few times by the others in some line, then usually subconsciously one will slowly resign from this and choose the other options. So there must be allowance, karmic allowance from both sides. The personal desire must be there, and the fulfillment, the long-term sustainable interest in something. This we can also see if you will have long-term sustainable interest, obsession about something. These jobs, these business lines will give the success. And of course, the external acceptance that has also be there in the chart. Okay guys, so that's it for today. I hope you got some from this video. Hope this triggered your interest in Vedic astrology. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more videos like this. For one-on-one consultation, then hit me up with this email here. And if you are still hungry for more, then consider watching this one.